Gypsy Rose Blanchard has deleted her social media platforms. She celebrated her birthday, selling some of her personal items and belongings on Facebook Marketplace, which has stirred up quite the drama. And now she has joined a micro deletion support group on Facebook. So we're going to recap everything that has been happening this last week. I have been gone for a while because I was on vacation. Now I'm back, so we're going to do a little catch up and I'm going to recap everything that has happened. First, we're going to talk about Gypsy deleting or at least privating her TikTok and Instagram accounts. I don't believe for 2 seconds that these accounts are deleted. They're just deactivated. However, prior to Gypsy deactivating her accounts, she added her CashApp to her bio. Now, the CashApp in her bio didn't last long because many people started to request money from Gypsy, so she eventually went on to remove that from her bio, as well as removing a lot of her old videos. She then made several posts to her stories talking about how she created a Facebook Marketplace account and was selling some of her used baby items, as well as some of her clothing that she wore in her show Life After Lockup. And we're going to take a look at the items that she's selling on Facebook in just a minute, because she's not only selling them on Facebook, she's also selling them on other websites designed for celebrities who want to sell off some of their belongings. Now, after Gypsy privated her larger TikTok and Instagram accounts, she then began posting on these more private accounts under the username Butterfly Kissed Soul. She has both an Instagram and TikTok with those names that she is allegedly posting only for friends and family. Now, shortly after Gypsy deactivated her larger accounts, Ken removed all videos and images from his account that had Gypsy in them. So because of this, the speculation then ran wild with rumors that Ken and Gypsy had actually split up, and that's why Gypsy went private and Ken decided to remove his pictures. However, other people seem to believe that they decided to do this because of Ken's recent live stream where he goes off camera for a second and it sounds like he may be snorting something. Because of that live stream, people think that Gypsy and her family are now fearful of a CPS investigation. Now, this live stream happened when Ryan Anderson went live and Ken went live at the exact same time, where Ken challenged Ryan to a boxing match. So Case Studies pointed out a clip from that live stream where it sounds like Ken may be snorting something.
And he is about to do what sounds like a massive line.
Almost there.
I know. I get you the bottle. You don't want it. And now you want it.
You can clearly tell he was snorting a line.
Now, not only were people concerned with what they heard during that clip, people were also bringing up and making comments about the fact that Ken was using his vape while Gypsy and Aurora were nearby. So Gypsy commented on this person's video and said, "Aurora was with me across the room, nowhere near his vape." Now, in my personal opinion, I think that Gypsy's decision to take a step back from social media for the 1,000th time since she's been on social media probably has to do with both that situation with Ken and the live stream, as well as the fact that her prison emails have been being read aloud on a podcast, and now they've been released for other creators to go through and to make videos about as well, because there is a lot of revealing and damaging things that have come to light in those emails. Now, because of all the speculation as to why Gypsy left social media, her friend Bree posted this video.
Hey y'all, so we celebrated Gypsy's birthday last night down the bayou. And I ended up staying down here, didn't know I was going to, so that's why I have no makeup, no light, no nothing, so don't be mean to me. But the reason I'm making this video is because, per usual, the rumors are flying all around the internet, so let's get some things straight. Gypsy never said she was leaving social media. She said she was going private, and that's what she did. Now let's talk about Ken for a second. So yes, him and Gypsy are a couple, but they're also individuals, which means that Gypsy's allowed to want to be private, and Ken's allowed to want to be public. And that's okay. And that's what the situation is. So stop listening to the Sherlock Holmes of social media. Gypsy and Ken has not broken up. Gypsy told Ken she has no problem with him staying public, but she just asked that he would take off all her pictures because she wants to be private. It's that simple. They're still together, still going strong. Weren't they the cutest? And that was last night. So unless something happened between then and now, I think they're still together. So yeah, there's the truth, there's the facts, there's the reality of what's actually going on. But here's my question for y'all. Isn't this what y'all wanted? Didn't y'all want her off of social media? Didn't y'all want her not to be public? I'm so sorry if not seeing her on social media but knowing she has one bothers y'all. But that's a you problem. Y'all have bullied this girl and validated her for over a year now. Hang it up. She's gone. But let me make this very clear. This was Gypsy's choice. This isn't something she did because of y'all. But if y'all want to think that y'all won, by all means. I know that y'all need the validation, so go ahead. But the truth is, she did this for her daughter. Because she cares more about her daughter than social media and being known in the public. She did this because all she ever wanted at the end of the day was a normal life. For all of you people who think that this is just what Gypsy wanted, to come out and be famous, you got her all wrong. Me and her have had so many conversations about this, and going private is something that she's been wanting to do now for, gosh, I think last October was the first conversation we had about it. And, you know, social media has a way of, like, just bringing you, like, just dragging you back in. Because it could be fun, you know, and it's not about getting attention all the time. It's just about, I don't know, it's just something we do. Most of the world has social media, you know? So now Gypsy can enjoy social media like the rest of us, but only with the people who want to see it and with the people that she wants to share her life with. So for the rest of you, move on. Just move on. And good luck to your content. I know it's going to be a hard transition, but I believe in you. You got this.
So let's go ahead and talk about Gypsy's birthday. Gypsy celebrated her birthday with Bree, Ivory Rose Grows Wild, Sheena, Roggy, and of course Ken. And then both Bree and Sheena got FBI tattoos. I did share a full clip on my shorts feed with the audio, but this is the video again here. Sheena just got the words FBI, and then Bree got a brain with flowers sprouting out of it, and then a watering can watering them that she then wrote FBI across. And I believe they got these tattoos from Gypsy's cousin, Bobby Petrie, as Sheena has posted a photo with him. And I just find it interesting that Bree says that Gypsy decided to go private for the sake of Aurora. Meanwhile, she's on 2 separate accounts and she goes into live streams, comments on videos, and then Bree herself is posting pictures and videos from Gypsy's birthday on her account. So it's like, has she really left social media? Not really. I mean, she's done this so many times now that it's just like, we know what to expect. She's going to come back. There's no way she's going to let that giant platform just deactivate and not use it ever again. And the YouTube channel is still there. The family vlogging YouTube channel is definitely still up. So if it was in fact for Aurora, then don't you think that would be the first platform to go? I'm just saying. And when I talk about Gypsy commenting in other people's live streams from her second account, I am referring to this situation specifically because, as you all may know, Rachel Garlick recently was releasing some of her text messages that she had with Ken Urker. And during one of those lives, she mentioned how she was off work right now because she was essayed at her workplace and was contemplating even returning back to work. So during a live stream, Bree decides to bring this up and talks about how she's skeptical of it and there's something weird with that. So Gypsy comments and says, Bree, did you see that video? Rachel is saying she was essayed at work. Then she says, if I was raped, I would not be on TikTok. Are you joking me right now? Like, are you for real joking me? First of all, not all SA means that you were raped. Second of all, everyone And you who claim that this happened to you, and also as a trauma survivor, should know that everyone responds and processes their trauma differently. Just because someone is a victim of SA doesn't mean that they have to cry in a hole and bawl their eyes out every day and seclude themselves from society. So this comment really ticked me off as someone who is a child SA survivor. The fact that she has the audacity to go around commenting on other people's SA, I can't. So now let's talk about the Facebook group that Gypsy joined. This is the title of the Facebook group, 1Q21.1 Deletion, Simon's Searchlight Community. It says that the group is to provide a platform and share progress and to stay connected with you, patient advocacy organizations, and other rare disease groups. We are always interested in hearing from individuals with rare genetic neurodevelopmental disorders, family members, researchers, community partners, service providers, and anyone else looking to join the conversation. So it's basically a support group for people or friends and family with people affected by the 1Q21.1 deletion. Now, apparently, Bree had joined the group prior to Gypsy, and Bree says that was to better be educated about the micro deletion. This was a screenshot of a post shared by Gypshit's new mama that Bree made, where Bree wrote, "Hi there, I just wanted to let the admins know I sent a message your way. I know sometimes Facebook hides them in the message requests folder, so just in case it didn't show up, I wanted to mention it here. It's about something really important to me in this community, and I'd love for you to see it when you get a chance. Thank you so much." Gypsy's first post read, "My name is Gypsy Rose, and I tested positive for microdeletion 1Q21.1, and I am a mother to a child who thankfully tested negative for it. I am looking to meet others with my same condition." So naturally, after Gypsy joined the group, many people were skeptical or didn't necessarily like the idea of Gypsy being in the group. This person commented and said, "The person who invited you to this page joined the group in April and has never made a post. And your account itself was made in April. All seems a bit of coincidence. This is a space for us to feel safe with private information on our child and their health. I hope this isn't someone joining that doesn't have good intentions. Anyone can AI a picture with writing, and anyone can get their account verified and then change the name." Gypsy replies, "I joined Facebook in April of 2024. I can assure you my intention is to learn about my condition. Thanks." And then Gypsy posted this picture. It's a photo of herself holding a sign that says, "Anonymous member. Is this proof enough? I am Gypsy," smiley face. So you have other members who aren't happy about Gypsy being in the group, commenting things like, "And why are we trying to discuss this with a schmurderer?" Someone else commented and said, "My son has this microdeletion. He is now 13 and without any significant issues." Gypsy replies and says, "I'm the same way. I have microcephaly and display unique eyes, and I have a sight cross-eye from birth. Other than that, I don't have any significant issues. My geneticist explained why that is. He explained that imagine a sliding scale of a figurative number, 1 through 10. The exact area in which I am affected is slightly off scale. Therefore, I have some characteristics of the deletion, but not others. It made a lot of sense when he was showing me the numbers in my test results." So there seems to be a lot of back and forth correspondence about Gypsy even being in this group at all. I will attach some more screenshots if you guys would like to pause and read these. A lot of people concerned about their personal and private information, people concerned about Gypsy's history and background being in this group, and just overall sharing their information with her being in that group. And since it has come out that Gypsy is in this Facebook group, I can only imagine there's been an influx of people trying to join that don't really have this microdeletion, who are just interested in seeing what Gypsy has to say. So I'm sure that's concerning for a lot of the members as well. So, in my opinion, don't go join the group. There's so many people in there already, I'm sure, that are going to share screenshots and things like that. Just joining the group in an influx of numbers is just not necessary. We're gonna see what happens no matter what. There's always someone posting screenshots. Now, because so many people were skeptical of Gypsy joining this support group, if it was actually her, some people thinking that this may be a scam. I saw a few comments where members of the group were telling people, don't click on any links this person shares, don't click on their profile, don't click on anything, because a lot of them were just unsure at first. And recently, Bree said on a live stream that Gypsy was no longer allowed to post in the Facebook group, probably because so many people were reporting her page, and I believe she even accused Nina, like blamed Nina, and this was all Nina's fault, that Nina had sent her people to the group. But I honestly don't think that that's what it was. I think that it was just people in the group that were genuinely concerned.
Like, Gypsy is allowed in there, but she's suspended from posting right now because of these people. And the support group is not just for family members who can, it's for people who have loved ones with that way they can support them. I went in there months ago. Nobody knew about it. Gypsy didn't even know about it. And it was because I wanted to be able to support Gypsy in the best way possible by not spreading lies about this chromosome disorder, but actually spreading the truth about it. And they have some amazing people in there who have shared this story, and I'm so thankful for that. And I don't mind leaving the group. The problem is that Gypsy should not be able to post in there. I mean, I'm not mad at them. This is because of Nina and her freaking goons. That's the reason this happened, and it's sick. It's really sick. And like, Gypsy went on there on her private Facebook page, her private page. That's the bigger problem is that Gypsy has gone private and people still don't know how to shut their effing mouths.
Now, here's what I want to say about Gypsy joining this Facebook group. I know there's lots of speculation, people thinking that Gypsy joined the group because Aurora may possibly have the microdeletion, which we've heard previously that she tested negative for it, and she mentions that in the group as well. But what I want to talk about is the fact that Gypsy knows everything she does on social media. People are going to talk about, they're going to screenshot, they're going to share, and they're going to give their opinion. So my whole thing is that if her intentions were pure for joining this Facebook group, really wanting support and to learn more about her microdeletion that she previously said she was, quote, unscathed from, then why not just join it under a burner Facebook account? Why go in there under your real name, knowing full well that it's going to stir up some sort of controversy or drama?
So Gypsy all this time has been saying that she had no symptoms of microdeletion and the microcephaly, and that it really didn't affect her life. And so all the surgeries, everything that her mother did to her was unnecessary. Well, she goes into this microdeletion group and starts talking about she has the cross eye and the eye problem, this, that, and the other. And it's almost like she's looking for pity. Well, no, it's not almost. She is. It's like she's looking for pity. She's looking for people to, poor Gypsy, poor Gypsy. She went so far as making it a whole fan group by posting a picture, I'm really Gypsy, and making it more like a meet and greet, if you will. To the point where she's not allowed to post in there anymore, allegedly. That's what I'm being told. I'm obviously not in this group because I don't have microdeletion. This is what I have to say. Gypsy, the world doesn't owe you anything. I know up until now you're used to grifting. You're used to putting out a story. Because let's face it, you tell everybody that you did what you did to your mother because that was your only way out. But it took you 2 years to plan this. It wasn't an act of desperation. In fact, Nick tried to convince you just to run away. Nick tried to convince you to do other things. But you told him that was the only way out. No. That was the only way if you didn't want to get charged with fraud, because I don't think you actually thought you'd get caught. That's a whole nother TikTok. But honey, the world doesn't owe you anything. The world doesn't owe you any pity. The world doesn't owe you any sympathy. The world doesn't owe you any free anything. I can tell you who does owe you something. Let me tell you who owes you something. Your dad and your stepmom. Because they've admitted to knowing something was wrong. They were in your life. They were around. They knew the things your mother supposedly was doing. They didn't try to rescue you. They didn't try to save you. But the minute you end up in prison and Hulu comes calling and all these other places and people start calling and offering paychecks, now they want something to do with you?
Gypsy Rose's microdeletion wasn't the only thing giving her symptoms. She's admitted to having microcephaly. Oh, well, it's just because of a centimeter. Doesn't matter if it's a centimeter. Leading experts, doctors, made a cutoff for a reason and said if it's below this, it's microcephaly. This can cause seizures too. Problems with speech, motor skills, problems with vision and hearing. It sounds just like the microdeletion, don't it? It can cause problems with feeding. Gypsy not only had the microdeletion that could cause these symptoms, there's no specific set of symptoms. They can vary from being hardly any to severe, just like her microdeletion. The treatment for it is also the same as the microdeletion. Treating the symptoms, that's all they can do. Symptoms of microcephaly. Now, microcephaly is a genetic condition. I'm sure the doctors told Dee Dee that because 1Q2 1.1 hadn't even been diagnosed, discovered, whatever you want to call it. They didn't know what genetic condition Gypsy Rose had. Remember when Gypsy Rose went on Kill's podcast and said this?
Daughter might get it, she might not, but if she does, then at that point we'd have to watch her growth that is associated with. This is a gamble. You don't know what you're going to get.
Doctors didn't know what was going on with Gypsy Rose. She was seeing specialists. She was going to people about genetics. Like, she was seeing all kinds of people because they didn't know what the hell she had until 2011 when they found her microdeletion. And considering the first case of Gypsy Rose's specific microdeletion wasn't found and diagnosed until 2008, I would say Gypsy Rose was diagnosed pretty quickly. In 3 years after it was actually discovered, that's not bad. It can take a long time to find and diagnose genetic conditions. I do believe Dee Dee was gassing some things up, but I also think Gypsy Rose was sick. If you look up things to do with this microdeletion, it says as the person gets older, symptoms can lessen. In epilepsy, you can crow out of. Everybody already knows that. It also says with early intervention, people can go on to lead full lives. I'm just saying, it's all alleged entertainment purposes only, honey.
So now let's talk about Gypsy's Facebook Marketplace account. Now, at first it appeared that she was selling some of her used baby items, such as her car seat, her stroller, her bassinet, her baby jumper, and yes, the same exact car seat that Aurora had a blowout in because she posted it on social media. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with selling used baby items or buying used baby items. Heck, every time I have had a baby, I typically buy things secondhand and not brand new because they are cheaper. But typically, it would be a wise decision to not let the public know that your baby had a massive blowout in one of those items that you're selling. And when you resell items, you typically do not charge the retail price for them as if they were brand new. When you're reselling items, they already automatically should be less than 50% off, in my opinion, because it's a used item. And if people can buy it at full price, brand new, they're not going to buy it from you at full price. So it's almost as if Gypsy thinks because it's Gypsy Rose Blanchard's used baby items, that she has every right to charge that higher price. And we're going to see that exact thing happening with her clothing items that she's selling. So, for example, she is selling this burgundy leather dress that she has a photograph of she and Ken in. And then she has this other picture that's almost like a paparazzi picture of herself. Ken probably took the picture because I don't think we've ever seen that photograph, but she's selling this dress for $50 when you can get it on Shein for $15. So it's like she's upping the price and the value because it was her dress. And she, being Gypsy Rose Blanchard, a quote-unquote celebrity in her mind, deserves to make more money because it's her clothing item. Then you have this sweater that she is selling for $50, and she has it listed as Gypsy Rose Life After Lockup Season 2 Wardrobe. This sweater looks like something that you could get from Forever 21, Rue 21 for like $15 to $20 max. But again, because it's hers and she wore it in a TV show, she thinks it's worth $50. And as I'm sure most of you have heard by now, Gypsy was actually pranked through her Facebook Marketplace. And I actually made a TikTok video about this, so I'm going to share that with you now. But I also have an additional screenshot because this person reached out to me to send me the rest of their conversation. So first, here's the video. Gypsy Rose Blanchard is selling some of her things on Facebook Marketplace and has already been pranked. Gypsy recently deleted her TikTok account, or at least she privated it, but before that, she had added her Cash App to her bio. Also created a Facebook Marketplace account where she was selling some of her baby items as well as some of her clothing, specifically items that she wore in her show Life After Lockup. Then someone messaged Gypsy inquiring about her $300 bassinet. Gypsy tells this person that they would have to meet in a public place, the Target parking lot. This person then sets up a time to meet Gypsy. Gypsy then sends the person a picture of her car that she will be in and then says, "We're here, see you soon." Gypsy sends 3 more messages. "Are you still interested? We are here. Are you still interested?" The person then replies and says, "OMG, did you really think anyone would want anything from a schmurderous grifter?" Then the person sends Gypsy a picture of Gypsy holding a sign that says, "Too ugly to strip, too lazy to work." Gypsy replies, "God bless, many prayers to you." They reply, "Prayers? You know God? If you knew God, you wouldn't have had your mother unalived and blame Nick when it was you before he arrived. And please send your minions after me." Gypsy then sends them a scripture, Ephesians 4:32, which says, "Instead, be kind to each other, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, just as God through Christ has forgiven you. Be gentle with one another, sensitive, forgive one another as quickly and thoroughly as God in Christ forgave you." The person then replies, "ChatGPT, the definition of murder? You. Unless you go to church, pray, fast, etc., you will not know God and he doesn't know you. Don't spew Bible quotes when you're not doing anything for God." But here's Gypsy about to rebrand as a Christian, LMAO. Gypsy then replies, "I go to church. Maybe you should find one. It's very healing." They reply, "What church? You want to talk about Christ, but you will never admit you unalived your mother for DICK." Now, the screenshots of these messages were initially posted to the GRB Snark Reddit, I believe. They took them down, then Case Studies got them, so that's where I got them. After my TikTok video, the person who messaged Gypsy decided to reach out to me and send me the rest of the correspondence. So here it is. After Gypsy tells this person that she goes to church and that maybe they should try it, they then reply and say, "You want to talk about Christ, but you will never admit you unalived your mother for DICK." They then sent a picture of Dee Dee from the crime scene photos. They wrote, "I hope God forgives you and she does too. By the way, your boyfriend's addiction isn't going to stop if you keep funding it. No response now? Ha ha ha. Exodus 2013, you shall not murder." Now, I said in the beginning of my video that initially Gypsy was selling some of her clothing on other websites, and I thought that because Justice Junction over on TikTok posted this, where she found some of Gypsy's clothing items on these other websites, one of them being Shop Your TV. However, that doesn't appear to be the case, that it's Gypsy herself selling these clothing items. But when you go to shopyourtv.com, you can basically type in any movie or television show that you like, and they will go through and find specific clothing items and different fashion from those movies and TV shows. And then they will provide you with the appropriate links to go buy those clothing items if it's something that you like or you're interested in. So if you go to shopyourtv.com and you type in Gypsy Rose Life After Lockup, you're going to see all of these different clothing items. There's about 3 pages in total that I scrolled through, but honestly, there appears to be more of like Mia's fashion choices and accessories than Gypsy's. So Gypsy's are a lot of like basic t-shirts and sweaters, and then Mia's are a little more stylish, if you will. So when I went to these items and I clicked on them, I realized that it was linking to other websites where you could basically purchase these things. So I also went to this website's about section because I wanted to figure out like what was going on with this, and that's where it explained that you could either submit a movie or television show that you really like and enjoy, and they will go find the clothing items, or other people can submit clothing items that they have found. So it's not Gypsy selling these items on these websites herself. It's just links to where you can find them. So here's a screenshot from their website that kind of explains it more if you'd like to pause and read. It basically says, Shop Your TV is a website which helps viewers find items that are featured on TV shows. The products Shop Your TV IDs covers beauty products, clothing, cars, music, and much more. We'd like to think of our website as shaped by our fans. If there's a show you'd like us to cover, send us an email. And then here they list their contact information, and it says, if your item or product was worn on a TV show, or you know where something is from, or you're a PR company, you can contact us here. If you are requesting we find something, contact us here. So either someone from this website listed these clothing items from Gypsy's show, or someone requested it or submitted it, which I just find to be quite interesting because it's not like Gypsy has some riveting fashion trend choices that I would think people would be interested in finding and purchasing for themselves. So I just think that it's interesting, maybe for Mia. I mean, I'm going to be honest, Mia has some cute clothing items and fashion choices, but I don't necessarily see people doing it for Gypsy or Rod or Christy for that matter. So just interesting. I thought I'd share that. So not Gypsy selling clothing items herself here, just the website showing where you can buy them. And just as an update to include in this video, I went back to check Gypsy's marketplace, and it appears that she has sold some more items. So somehow someone bought that $50 burgundy dress and sweater. She also sold the car seat, the baby bouncer. She also sold a white summer dress she listed and another sweater, but those prices were a little bit lower at $30. But what's with the sudden adding CashApp to her bio and listing things on Facebook Marketplace? In my opinion, Gypsy's money is drying up, and I honestly do not understand how that is even humanly possible with the amount of money that she has made from her book deals and her television shows and her interviews when she's only been out of prison for a short period of time. So eventually, Gypsy will either have to get a 9-to-5 job, especially considering she cannot stay on social media consistently without privating an account or deleting an account, or they're going to have to try to survive off of Ken's 9-to-5 job. So where is all of Gypsy's money going? Let's talk about how much money she's potentially made. These are screenshots from Gypsy that are from May of 2024 where she's talking about her finances. Now, Gypsy says in these messages that she made $150,000 from prison confessions. So remember, in total, she has like 3 seasons of shows. She paid $20,000 back to Christy and Rod for the money they gave to her while she was in prison. Her new show, she says, she was paid $150,000, which a lot goes to taxes. Her book was $110,000 split between 5 people, including the publisher. Her TikTok wasn't monetized until late February, and after all of my other videos, blah, 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 blah. So she wasn't monetized on social media right away, but eventually she was. Then she shows a screenshot of her bank account where she only had $7,000 in her checking, 0 in her savings, and said that her trust fund was down to $45,000. She writes in these messages that her money went to living expenses that she was living off of, and she has a $400 health insurance bill every month, and that she had to pay for clothes and food. So if we were to believe that and take Gypsy at her word with how much money she'd made and run the numbers, that means she would have made around $452,000 and has damn near blown through all of it in the course of 1 year. I'm just not understanding how that's humanly possible. Like, yes, a lot of money goes to taxes, but like, we're talking $400,000 here. So like, where did it all go? Did she just blow through all of it and has literally nothing to show for it except a car? That's probably her only asset that she has right now. I don't even think she and Ken own their home. It's been alleged that they rent. So I'm just not understanding where all that money has gone. So in my opinion, I don't give it too much longer until Gypsy does decide to reactivate her larger platforms, because eventually all of that money will dry out and then Gypsy will not be bringing an income in for herself. Yes, Ken does have a job, but now they have a child to raise. So it's either that or Gypsy gets a 9-to-5, and I don't see that happening anytime soon. So let's make a bet. How much longer do you guys think? How much longer till Gypsy reactivates those large platforms? I'm going to give it a week. So let me know what your guys' thoughts and opinions are down below in the comments. Please do me a favor and give this video a thumbs up. It helps my video out greatly. If you guys enjoyed this video, consider subscribing. And if you want to see different content, go subscribe to my backup channel. I will be posting my TikToks over there, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.